Hello, survivors, and welcome to a special episode of Will You Survive the podcast.
That's all right.
Well, now I feel bad. I feel like I took your thunder.
It's all right.
Well, I'm Eric, and I'm joined by my co-host.
I'm Alex.
And today we have a special episode for you today. We are doing the first Will You Survive tier list.
That's right.
Insert cheers.
And the crowd went wild.
It was crazy. So, we've done a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And just writing down the list like 5 minutes ago, we were both saying, oh my God, that movie feels so long ago. Or, wow, that movie doesn't feel that long ago.
There's really only a couple that I think back and I'm like, that was really that long ago?
Like which ones?
Like The Night Eats the World.
Mm.
So really? Was it really that long ago?
Mm.
You felt like that was long?
It was The World. I wrote down The Living on my paper. I just realized that's what my face was.
And I just told you I wrote that. I started writing it. Well, I used the computer.
Yeah. Well, man, I thought I had that one right. Hashtag Alive is one that doesn't feel that long ago.
Yeah.
And it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
By a long time ago, it's like what, 4 months, 5 months?
Yeah. September 2023.
Yeah, that was a bit ago.
I mean, 6 months ago, almost. We're getting close. We're getting close. April would be 6 months ago.
So I believe we have 29 movies here, which means we did 29 weeks, which is, that's like half a year.
Yeah.
A little over half a year, I think.
All right. All right.
Yeah, we're making episodes.
And we have our steady survivors who keep tuning in.
Heck yeah. So my thoughts for this episode are that we're just going to kind of place these movies. We're going to go down the list and quickly or not quickly place them in a tier. This is a very original idea. Nobody has ever done this before.
Of course not.
So we have S tier, which is superb, stupendous, amazing.
Amazing.
Okay. So those are the top of the top, cream of the crop, best of the best.
All right.
Then we got A tier. Good, solid movie, would recommend. Then we got B tier. It's all right. It's a good movie. It could be fun to watch. C tier, we're getting into some bad territory.
Zombies the beginning.
No, not yet. D tier is like...
Wait, there's a D tier?
Oh, yeah. You didn't write down D or F.
Oh, we go straight to F?
Oh, yeah. There's no E. If you're past D, you're in F territory.
Huh.
I don't even know which one of these movies could make D tier. So, but I know one that can make F tier.
Yeah, I would probably, without a doubt, that would be the Hunger
Shaun of
Games
the Dead.
Catching Fire.
Oh. Same bit, different one.
Yeah, there's no way we're going to agree on Shaun of the Dead being anything but S tier.
Okay, well, let's start going down the list. First up, round 1, Dawn of the Dead. Where do you place Dawn of the Dead?
I will fully admit I can be persuaded on this one. I would put this in S tier because it was the most, and I use this word in the way that it's meant, the most fantastic of zombie movies. It was ridiculous. They never lost any strength. Weeks into this thing, they're still running like they were, fresh. Mm-hmm. But I do love that they did it. It was supposed to be paranormal, right? When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. So it's not like something caused.
It's very different then. But it's different, but I think most people would just overlook it and just assume viral.
Yeah.
Even though there is no mention of viral because it's not.
And by the way, even though it was Zack Snyder, it wasn't George Romero who did this one. This was based on the same premise as the 1978 and the 1968 Dawn of the Dead. And it was supposedly the same thing as think like the Walking Dead, and there's others who did this bit where everybody has it. Everybody who dies, unless you suffer severe brain trauma, everybody who dies is going to turn. It does not matter. And yeah, I think, it's completely indiscriminate. And for whatever reason, now Zack Snyder wanted to say paranormal, and that's perfectly okay. I think that's insane. And it kind of helps explain things that are not explained in the movie.
I agree. I don't know about S tier. I would say high A tier, though.
Okay, well, what knocks it out of S tier for you?
Right away is that it's not viral or fungi or anything. The fact that it's paranormal takes it a peg down for me. But other than that, these are terrifying zombies. And I loved the story and the way that they handled things. I don't think they handled everything correctly, but I think they handled things understandably. Particularly the guy hiding his bitten wife's the pregnancy.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's very real.
And the fact that they showed it. Like, of course, not every detail, but they showed it.
It was a wild zombie movie. I thought it was great.
They showed the baby zombie, which was this was 2004. Seeing a dead baby was absolutely revolting.
Invokes some feelings, huh?
Oh, goodness gracious. So they did something to people with that movie. And when I say S tier, spectacular, stupendous, amazing, it's because they broke boundaries. They didn't bother to answer the questions. Why did this happen? Who cares? Shut up and watch the movie. What caused it? There's people in the ICU who are there just from a hand bite, and nobody goes to ask why. It's real on a level. You were just saying real, right? Because we've all been that guy at work where you've just done, in her case, she was 12 hours. You've just done a long day and something is abnormal and you hit that crossroads. Do I go and investigate that or do I just go home? And I'll be honest, I don't do that often, but I have.
What are you talking about?
In the beginning, when Anna was in the hospital and she found out that one of her patients had moved to ICU, she didn't know where the patient moved, but she asked and they said, oh, he moved to ICU from a bite on the hand. Why is he in ICU? I don't know.
Oh, and then she went home?
And she went home. She was, all right, I'm off. So-and-so's going to take over.
That. I thought the movie started at their house in the suburbs.
Started in the hospital. She takes off, and you'll remember this. Because when she was driving home, she was listening to reports on the radio. They were giving reports, and she was changing the channel.
I don't remember that at all. Did we watch the same version?
You remember, because she pulled up in the car, and the neighbor girl was like, look, I can rollerblade backwards. This was like right at the very beginning of it.
Oh, okay. Wait, it was pre her waking up
yes.
in the house. Okay, I was just missing that.
It was pre the dawn.
I don't know. Maybe we can move it up to S tier later? Are you strong on this?
I'm very strong on this.
Okay.
Because you can't give me too many things that are wrong with the movie, but there are so many rights.
Okay. Well, we'll put it at the bottom of S tier for now. We'll see what happens. So next, Shaun of the Dead.
S tier.
Okay.
Classic.
This one I'm going to disagree
Instant
with you
classic.
on. This one I could compromise to A tier, but
it is the best. It is a masterpiece.
It is.
There are
a classic Simon Pegg
movie.
2
things wrong with it.
What?
Just 2. One, that they were able to fool the zombies by walking through them, making noise. Right? That's nonsense. You smell like a steak, they're gonna just turn and eat you. That's one mistake. The other mistake was they didn't do anything that would have been even remotely. What would you call it? It's not, I don't want to say according to plan, because plans break down. Like that's nonsense. But they didn't do anything that would preserve the group. Like everything was.
That's what I think makes
overly
it such a
dangerous.
bad well, I think the movie is good for what it is. I don't know about S tier, and I think a lot of people would disagree with me on this. But
oh yeah, everybody's gonna come for you.
I could compromise A tier. I don't think it's an S tier movie. Personally, I think it's a high B tier movie.
You cannot say that about this movie.
I really think it's a high B tier.
There's no way.
Low A tier movie.
The acting was great. The storyline was great. They executed the plot perfectly.
It's just not a movie that I go back and rewatch a lot at all. Like I never really have a desire to go back and rewatch
Oh my God, I love watching this movie.
It gives me a lot every once in a while when you guys have it on, it gives me a chuckle, but I don't know. It's not a movie that I would ever put on for myself just because I want to watch it.
I can't understand. We'll put it at A tier, but
all right.
This thing's gonna wind up getting bumped up.
Okay.
It's just too perfect.
All right, you ready?
And that's why I don't think zombies would ever be a real threat.
I agree, because
Whoa! I'll get my kukuri.
Wait. I think he's saying something.
Zombies don't talk.
Just wait a sec. What was that?
You need a loan? What, are you going to buy a house?
What do you need a loan for?
I think he wants to buy a home. Don't we know someone who can help him with that?
Yeah, we do. Have you heard of Corinne Salas at Next Home Grandview in Glendale, California?
Mm-hmm. She can help you get moved into your forever home now.
Your eternal resting place, if you will. Or forever home. That works. Don't miss the opportunity of a lifetime like this guy. Call Corinne today at 714-510-6443. You can also find her on Instagram at Next Home by Corinne or visit her website at corinnesalas.nexthomegrandview.com. That's CORINNESALAS.nexthomegrandview.com.
Not food.
World War Z.
Okay.
S tier.
S tier.
S tier. Okay, good. I think that's a very easy S tier.
Okay, and that's not to say I want every single person who's a fan of the Max Brooks book to understand that I do not take anything away. This movie does not pale in comparison to the book.
No, but everybody always says that about every movie and every book. It's never going to be the same.
Right. But like this wasn't even the same format. I just want to make clear that every fan of the book understand I'm not comparing the movie to the book in any way, shape, or form.
No, do you know how boring the movie would be?
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, it'd be a very different type of movie. It wouldn't be the action-filled zombie film.
Here's how I would see that movie. If they would have done it the way Max Brooks wrote the book, you would have seen the UN guy. Let me just use Brad Pitt as the guy, right? You'd see him walking along, and you have these hands in the frozen ice that are still moving a little bit, and he's walking by them, and you hear the narration that says the name of the person. And it's Brad Pitt's voice. He's reading the file of who he's about to interview. He sits down with the interviewee. You see this interaction at the beginning, and it fades into the war, the World War Z, and it would be clips taken out like
flashbacks
that. All movie long, it would be flashback of person after person after person, and you would see nothing but war.
It'd be a very different film.
Oh,
but I liked World War Z because it followed a storyline. One person. It followed one person's experience throughout this event.
No complaints here because it really was a
solid,
fantastic movie. There were, you and I both agreed, there were some flaws, but this was meant to make the movie more exciting, give you more anxiety, which was a good thing, not a bad thing. So I do think we both are going to agree on this thing. I don't know if this is how intricate you're getting in your tiers, but I think World War Z goes ahead of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I kind of automatically put it there, just because that's honestly, I think World War Z might be the top of S tier, but we got a lot of movies to go through, so we'll see.
Okay.
Next, this one's going to be a little controversial for me, like even internally. Resident Evil.
I know.
I think it's objectively maybe high B, low A.
Okay.
I don't want to put it below A though.
I'm going to give it an A because it was original. It was the first. Resident Evil brought back the zombie genre, the zombie subgenre, right? We hadn't seen anything since the 80s. There weren't any big meaty movies. Mm-hmm. And Resident Evil really let you sink your teeth in. Yes, puns are intended here. So I can't give it less than an A tier because they started it all up again. They did it in an original way. They told you it was viral, but it was a manufactured virus. It wasn't a virus out of nature. We made it into this. And because we made it into this, there's even a cure, and we can cure you, but we choose not to. We're going to let the whole world burn because we're sick, disgusting corporate oligarchs. And I'm sorry to say, but that looks very similar to the world we're living in.
What? No. Here, look at this other Chinese balloon. I can't put Resident Evil under an A just because it's a huge part of my childhood, which is very funny to say.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, Resident Evil, low A. Is it above Shaun of the Dead?
No.
Okay, I didn't put it above Shaun of the Dead. If that makes you feel better, I put Shaun of the Dead smack dab in the middle of A tier so far.
Yeah. Again, I really do. Talking with other zombie aficionados, Shaun of the Dead is really just a fantastic movie all around. They did a lot of things right with
It's a
it.
great comedy movie.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
But
definitely.
it's also like it's a very classic Simon Pegg movie.
Oh, it is, definitely. We interrupt this program to bring you breaking news. A wave of fear has spread through the land as tax season approaches. There appears to be panic and unrest in the streets. We're getting word that two brave heroes have discovered a method for surviving the horror. They tell us that if you visit reliabletaxreturns.com, you will gain what appears to be immunity from the fear. Reliable Tax Returns will help you avoid the horror of this tax season. And if you mention Will You Survive the podcast, you'll get 10% off the cost of your return. Whether you're a full-time W-2 employee or a 1099 gig worker, they've got you covered. So avoid a horde of IRS agents and visit reliabletaxreturns.com and tell them Will You Survive the podcast sent you for 10% off the cost of your return. That's reliabletaxreturns.com. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program.
All right, moving on. #alive.
Oh, jeez.
I don't want to put too many in this category already, but I think that's an A tier movie.
Okay, there's a couple of things that would make me argue it's an S tier.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't be opposed to S tier.
Okay, so one of the things that they did was they were consistent all the way through. The zombies had some form of memory that it carried over into their afterlife, into their reanimation. We saw it with the fireman who was trying to climb the rope. We saw it with the even the neighbor.
And that follows our logic for the official WYS zombies. So, of course, that gives it points.
That means #alive was fungal.
Is that seems like some very leaps of logic there, very big leaps of logic.
I don't care. Prove me wrong. I don't think they ever told us, did they? We might have to go back and watch it just to make sure.
I would assume.
But if they
I would assume viral.
If they didn't say it, then dude, we're talking.
I mean, who's to say it's not fungal?
There's nothing.
It didn't look very fungal, but they all hid in that dark underground area,
and it was so very fast. Like this could have been all within. I mean, it was all within days, and what?
2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks. So that's
3 weeks.
that's not necessarily long enough to turn into like the clickers in The Last of Us. You know, that took a long time. Those were years.
I think it's clearly an A tier movie, at least, just because it's very realistic, I think, in how people would react and how they would respond, especially the Last Supper and how he ate that immediately after seeing an ad on TV.
Yeah.
So I think it's very realistic. Also, like unplugging your fridge and using it to block your door.
Yeah.
So dumb, but I could totally see people doing that.
Yep.
So I think for that and for some of the really cool like dual survival techniques that him and I can't remember her name, but how they like did the zip line, they threw the tennis ball to
Yubin?
maybe Kim Yubin.
Kim Yubin.
Like the way they threw the tennis ball to make the tether between them and move food across to each other was pretty smart, and how he used the drone. I like the drone actually.
I thought that was pretty cool. I thought the fact that he was trying to entertain his mind by playing video games was pretty cool. It was
until the internet went out.
Which I mean,
I like that the power didn't go out right away.
Yeah,
and the water,
because it will last for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we also said it was very realistic of people who don't know better to not take advantage of the fact that I still have water and I could be stuck for a long period of time. So let me fill up every single thing I have, every cup, every pitcher, every pot, every pan. I don't care. I'm going to fill up everything with water just to make sure I have plenty.
And of course, we have the best blooper with the cars on the busy bridge.
I did love that.
That's the best. And also, they hit on the topic of having to listen to family die.
Oh, dude.
That's a tough
I
one.
forgot about that.
So,
was
ultimate
tough.
question. I don't think it's above World War Z, but is it above Dawn of the Dead?
Dang. Okay. So let me think this one through. So I love the fact that they were capable of keeping it all on one camera on his perspective, except for the few shots of Kim Yu-bin.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to show him go through all of his wild emotions, but so did the characters in Dawn of the Dead. You saw all of those wild emotions play out raw. So I think just because it was, and we're talking as a movie, not as a survival technique, but as a movie.
Yeah, we could kind of take both into account, but
I think #Alive is a better movie because I think it took more to make it that good.
okay. All right. Moving right along. Little Monsters. I think solid A tier. It's a good movie. I thought it was really cute and funny. I liked it.
Okay, I would have thought that you would have gone at least B tier.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked this one. I even liked the, well,
I thought you
zombies
could have
were
gone
really
lower.
slow.
I thought you could have gone lower. I thought you could have gone C tier for one reason. You hated the United States military, the acting.
Oh, I forgot about them. I blocked them out of my memory.
Yeah, that's why I thought you would have gone.
No, yeah, I
low.
think actually you're right. I think for that they go down to B tier just
So-
for the U.S. Army.
And I really don't disagree with a whole lot on B
Screw
tier.
you,
I think it was clever. I think that using children in that scenario was very very risky and made it more anxiety filled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I put it smack dab in the middle of B.
All right.
Okay, moving on. The Night Eats the whatever, France.
The Night Eats France.
Pretty much. What do we
Okay.
think?
Okay.
So this is another one where we don't know if it's viral. We have canonized that it's from 28 Days Later, that it's the rage virus.
That's right, we did, which means that they're not actually dead.
Mm-hmm.
They're infected.
But I think The Night Eats the Living... Man, okay, truth be told, we've just watched a lot of good movies.
The Night Eats the World.
Hang on, let me mark the world. There we go. Now I won't read it wrong.
You're still going to do it.
I'm still going to do it. I thought The Night Eats the World was a complete juxtaposition of #Alive. It was everything you should do, for the most part, survival-wise.
Really good.
And
Really good.
#Alive was everything you should not do, survival-wise.
And the other thing he did that, like, what happened that was very real and you had to feel something about it no matter what, was hallucinating company.
Yeah, the mental break. Yeah, that was tough. So I think this is a high A tier. I don't really have a reason for it not to be S tier other than I just don't really think it's S tier. But I loved the way that the zombies were silent. I think that's really interesting.
So I would knock it down a few points for some inconsistencies with, like, Alfred, where he just lets him out of the elevator and walks him into his house, and Alfred doesn't try to attack him. I thought
Even movie-wise, that just doesn't
it
really
was just
make any
bizarre.
sense.
It was bizarre. They wanted you to feel some kind of way, but I don't think they gave us enough to form that emotional attachment to Alfred. It would have been, much cooler if they would have, done it differently.
Yeah. So I think that's actually a good point. I kind of forgot about that. But
This is not ahead of Shaun of the Dead. No, not even remotely possible.
okay, for me it is, but I will compromise since you put Shaun of the Dead in A tier. So above Resident Evil, though?
Yeah.
Okay. The Night, and then I'm just going to put in parentheses, French. It's a long title. Moving on. We'll hit them both at the same time. Zombieland and Zombieland 2.
Okay.
Zombieland? I'm not going to lie. I think Zombieland's S tier for me. I don't think Zombieland 2 is. I think Zombieland 2 I would put in low A tier, but I think Zombieland 1 is just a classic.
I agree. I agree that Zombieland 1 definitely deserves to be an S tier.
Okay, below Dawn of the Dead or above?
I would. Oh man, this is tough. This is tough.
Right?
This is tough because they applied so many good things in this movie. They stayed consistent to the rules, and they didn't vary too far off of their original point. They kept the little consistencies, like the obsession with Twinkies.
That was like a driving theme throughout the whole movie that
Yeah.
kind of tied it together. And I loved that. And that also was a lot of character development for Tallahassee. Looking at it from like a storyboard point of view, that's a really well put together movie. I personally think above Dawn of the Dead. I think on top of being just a great zombie movie, it was also hilarious.
So there's a couple of parts that I knock it down for, and I guess we'll go with realism. It's not very realistic that LA would have been as empty as it was. I don't think you would have even been able to drive the streets, let alone get all the way up to a celebrity's house.
Yeah, we've talked about, well, I think we have different views on this. I think streets would be completely unusable. I think it would just be traffic jam city. You'd be lucky if you could get a bike through anywhere.
Yeah. Well, just with the cars, but I also think the zombies would be flooded in. I mean,
Yeah, it's
they're
millions.
not going to clear out of LA anytime
No.
soon.
It's going to be like Walking Dead. It's going to be a long time before they run out of food.
Yep.
And have to go elsewhere.
And I think it would because they're not eating out of necessity. They're not getting hungry and going and looking for food. They go kind of dormant, right? When it goes long periods of time, they just kind of stand around, or they'll even sit down. We've seen many movies use that as we'll call it an inactive state.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just sit down, and I mean, the video games did that first, where it was like the worst thing. You hated it because they would lie down.
That was just to get them to grab you. Yeah,
I hated that shit. But
I got
movies
so
took
good
it
at Dying Light that I knew which ones were alive.
just by memory.
Just from, I would look at them and I'm like, no, you're alive. And I'd shoot them and they die. And I'm like, yeah, I knew it. I think it was a particular, in games it's called a skin. It's the skin design that they put on the model. I think there was particular ones that would be dead and ones that were just normal zombies that you would see all the time. So I think I got used to distinguishing those. But like even going back recently and playing the game, I think it's really easy over time to figure out like, okay, no, that one really is dead, and no, that one's gonna come up.
That's very Matrix-esque. You know,
I suppose so.
when he's watching the Matrix, I don't even see the Matrix anymore. All I see is blonde, brunette, redhead. You're like, I don't even see. I just see there's a zombie. That's a zombie.
Yeah, pretty much.
But those are my beefs with. I had the other beef I had with Zombieland 1 was you wouldn't go to an amusement park and be able to just turn on power like that.
Yeah, and then run the rides by yourself.
Like exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not going to happen. That's silly. But
it was a comedy, so I'm willing to let it go for certain things like that.
But that's why.
And I also, we talked about that this was Zombieland from Columbus's storytelling, from his perspective. So he could just be exaggerating stuff.
Yeah.
And that would add even more to the movie to me.
But I had to come up with that. They didn't tell me that. I had to rationalize that for them.
I mean, yeah, but now that you've said it, that really feels like it. Because he's the one narrating.
He is the one narrating.
So, I don't know. I would put it above Dawn of the Dead, but I'm not going to fight you on this one.
Yeah, I can't, only because Dawn of the Dead was so realistic in the sense that all of the zombies went to the people at all times. In their case, it was the movies, right? If we would have followed the same kind of logic, which would have made sense, I think if we go down that road and let's entertain the dark thought that LA, California gets overrun by zombies, I think they're right. I really do believe that. Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Magic Mountain, Universal Studios, Southern California here, they're going to be overrun because
way too fast.
They're going to move to them out of habit, out of it's an important place to them. This is something that sound it would hold in their brains, I think, even.
Can you imagine how quiet LA would be like 2 weeks into the apocalypse?
No. Do you know how weird that would be?
That would be odd silence in the city. Oh man, I can't even imagine stepping outside and it just being silent. That'd be so weird. It'd be like Texas, but weirder because this is not Texas. So I put Zombieland below Dawn of the Dead. Zombieland 2, I think A tier below The Night, above Resident Evil.
Now, I gotta ask, why? Why is it not in S tier with
I don't
Zombieland?
think it quite lived up to the same standard as Zombieland 1. I don't think it ever could have. I don't knock the movie for anything, really. Honestly, I loved the storyline. I loved getting to see the characters again. I was really pissed at the way Wichita just left. And what's her face? Little Rock. How they just left again. And that just felt real shitty. And it made me kind of like, wow, that's... I know it was part of the story to drive it, but that feels so dumb. Why would you leave from a group that you've been with for that long in the middle of the apocalypse? That doesn't make any sense. And I don't know. It didn't quite live up to Zombieland 1. And I think it was still hilarious, but I don't think it was quite on the same level. So that's why I want to put it lower. I want to put it above Shaun of the Dead, but I don't think you'll let me.
Well, I mean, I'd put it above, but
You
only
would?
because I would put it in S tier. Because I think the things that you're mentioning as negatives, I like that they did that, because one of our greatest downfalls as humans is complacency. When things start getting good, you've heard the old saying, right? Hard times create tough men men create easy times create weak men create tough times.
Mm-hmm.
This movie epitomizes that. They got into a position where things were good, and what's her name, Little Rock, decided, oh, it's worth it, I'm gonna just go, because it was quiet. It was, call it the necessity of, I want to have a family. I want to be with other people besides my direct group, because I can't mate with anybody. That was clearly on her mind. And all of those natural instincts of humans, I want to procreate, and no better time to do it than after the entire population has been wiped out. So I do believe that. I believe that would be, even as stupid as it is, complacency makes people weak, and you start to think like, oh, things are actually okay, but we learned as they left. No, they weren't. They had these new evolved zombies, the T-800s. I loved that name. Mm-hmm. And they became, absolutely devastated by going out, and poor dude, what's our main guy's name? Tallahassee, lost all of his cars on this travel.
No, the poor RV. Oh, man. That was devastating.
I hold it firm at an S tier because they did everything. They did everything right. They did everything consistently. They did it all well.
I mean, I'm not opposed to putting it S tier. Maybe just below Zombieland?
Yep.
Okay. I'm not against that at all. Zombieland 2. All right, next. Shutter Island. B tier.
Whoa.
So, I need to clarify. I love the movie. I love the twist. I don't really think it's a great survival movie. Mm-hmm. It's also, going based off of our audience's reaction, not one of our best performing episodes by far. So I think it's a B tier, possibly C tier, but I don't want to disrespect the movie, because I do genuinely love the movie.
Okay, here's what I need to know. How bad is it on our download list?
If it's not the lowest, it's one of the
Fucking
lowest.
F tier. You're dragging us down, Shutter
Whoa! F tier.
You're dragging us down.
Whoa! Hang on. Okay, it's not our worst. It's not our... Wow, the one that is our worst is surprising. Oh. Actually, yeah, that is surprising. Oh, no, these ones make sense because they're newer.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, no, that is not our worst one out of the older ones. That's shocking.
Now, realistically, I would put it in C tier, and I'll tell
Really?
you why. Tell you why. You were absolutely right. It's not a rewatch movie.
Oh, no, because you already know.
Once I rewatched it, it was like, you got me, but I can't believe I didn't catch that. I can't believe I didn't catch that.
But that's
I
kind
can't
of the
believe I didn't
beauty of
catch
it,
that.
right?
Yeah. It was very well done. I'm not.
I would say this is above... I would put this above Little Monsters in B tier.
You would, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Despite it dragging us down, being an anchor, I'll go
It's
ahead and acquiesce.
actually not as bad as I thought it was on our stats, but there are two that I was not expecting that are way worse.
Ooh.
This is actually one of these is the next one. Wreck is
No
one of our worst
way.
performing ones.
What?
Yeah. Wreck, I think, is a B tier movie. I think it's above Shutter Island, maybe.
I could. Oh wait. Did we say Shutter Island is below Little Monsters?
I put above.
Above Little
Little
Monsters.
Monsters.
But Wreck is above Shutter Island.
I would say I would put Wreck above Shutter Island. It was spooky. It spooks you. And I honestly think the fact that it completely ripped off the Spanish version, or there's an English version, Quarantine, that completely rips it off, is hilarious.
I like that. And I can get on board with your rating on it for.
It's spooky, right?
I think not only is it spooky, I think there was a few things that we both agreed on when we recorded that episode that kind of knock it down a few pegs that it can't be an A tier, which was one was some of the, we'll say the writing for the actors, not the actors. The writing for the actors was a little shaky at times. They weren't consistent in their role, except for Manu. Manu was a badass all the way through.
He was awesome.
Man crush.
For real.
When I grow up, I
wanna
want to be like
that.
Manu.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that was a consistent character all the way through, and they didn't even give you enough time to like mourn his death, which was
No, it was so fast.
it sucked. But you're like, we're done, dude.
Also, the
We're
way
done.
he went. Yeah, when Manu died, you knew they were done. They weren't going to make it out. Come on.
That was it. And I agree. The spookiness was there. There was some consistency. But there was a lot of inconsistency that makes me. I'm justifying you dropping it down to B tier.
I mean, I agree. All right, next up, The Maze Runner. I'm conflicted about this one. I think it's a solid A tier for the survival aspect and the just bizarre situation. That's a very unique survival situation, and I think it's really interesting to explore that. And I love Thomas's reaction to everything, which is, I'm going to save my friends. I don't really care.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad. I'm not going to disagree with you on the rating, and I'll tell you why. Definitely not. I mean, this isn't S tier, and it gets knocked out for a few things. I understand what they were trying to do because they didn't want to give away the farm and tell you everything in cinematography, but they made it look too dark. Like you couldn't see anything in the maze at night.
See, I didn't have that
or in
problem.
the glade at night. Really?
Yeah.
I watched it on my phone and I watched it on my laptop trying to be able to see. I could not see.
Huh.
And it was just driving me nuts.
I remember you saying that.
I thought that they did it on purpose to make it so that I could not see the monsters because they didn't want me to know that was mechanical. And I thought, oh, okay, at the first when we did figure out that they were mechanical, and I was like, okay, that's why they did that. But it annoyed me. It annoyed me that they did it. The other thing that really kind of grinds me up is a lot of the inconsistencies of the reason why they would be there, how they would be there, and how would this environment be so well maintained when it's an open air maze and I don't want to say stadium, but a large holding camp. It should have been enclosed.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't be that inconsistent, guys.
Especially because the book says that it was always a certain temperature and always a certain weather. But the whole world was scorched by the sun rays. Like,
exactly.
What? And it's an open dome?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense. I agree with that. Personally, I think this goes above Zombieland 2, but I don't think it's S tier. So I think above Shaun of the Dead, though. I'm hearing some disagreement.
Oh, can I agree with that? Is it above Shaun of the Dead? Okay, so there's that's going to come down to a few things.
Well, because they're completely different genres, so you have to judge them accordingly.
The only thing I can judge them on is the survivability, but they both have a lot of things in common, right? Sean wanted to save his girlfriend and, in turn, his friends. Thomas insisted on saving everybody. He had, for whatever reason, he knew he had no choice. He had to save everybody. Mm-hmm. I thought that was all the same. They had to go. They had to move from point A to point B and go through absolutely terrible circumstances to do so. Nobody else, not everybody in the group agreed. and he had to convince them. Both main characters, the protagonist, had to convince them. So there was a lot of similarities in these movies. They do the same thing.
Now that you point it out, yeah.
It's just different settings and different enemies. I do kind of think that what are they called? Gladers?
The Grievers
The Grievers.
were the
the
monsters.
Grievers. They were called Gladers, right?
So they lived in the glade.
The Grievers, I think just having to deal with one of those is worse than having to deal with all of the zombies that they dealt with in Shaun of the Dead.
I agree. I think the unique situation of the Maze Runner puts it above it to me.
And the lack of memory.
That's an interesting addition, yeah.
Not knowing anything that you're going out into. What are you going to?
You don't even know where you are. You don't even know who you are for a bit.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Okay.
It could go above Shaun of the Dead. I do it begrudgingly. Let everybody know. Simon Pegg, I did not do this willingly.
Well, I put Shaun of the Dead in 8 begrudgingly, so. All right.
He did that willingly.
I did
Simon
that very
Pegg.
willingly.
You take that up with him directly.
They're here.
Who?
The zombies.
I thought the gate would stop him.
They knocked it down instantly.
How much time do we have?
They're already here.
We should have bought that beautiful Los Angeles dream house in that safe neighborhood that Corinne showed us.
I know, it was so much more defensible, and Corinne would have had us moved in before the apocalypse.
Do you think it's too late to call her now?
I'll try. No! Ah! We should have called Corinne sooner!
Don't wait until it's too late. Call Corinne Salas today at 714-510-6443 and buy your Los Angeles dream house now. That's 714-510-6443. You can also find her on Instagram at nexthomebycorinne or visit her website at corinnesalas.nexthomegrandview.com. That's CORINNESALAS.nexthomegrandview.com.
Train to Busan.
S tier.
Okay, I agree. I was going to say A or S. Above Zombieland?
Above both of them, below Dawn of the Dead.
Below Dawn of the Dead? Okay, I can agree with that.
That was such a surprising movie. And really, that one got me so much more interested in foreign film because I loved the way that director showed me things. And like I said, the first time I made fun of my wife for crying when she was pregnant, so that might be why she was crying. The second time I watched it, when we were doing the podcast, I was like, oh my God, this is fucking real. Like how could I, knowingly, I have to protect my little girl. I have to leave you. I have to leave you, otherwise I'm going to be the cause of your death. No, I'm going. But to hear that begging.
Oh my God, that was such a good little actress.
She was amazing.
Oh my God.
She was amazing.
That one hurt.
But I don't think that it's above Dawn of the Dead because I love their idea because being on the train was so claustrophobic. You were stuck. You were locked in. But they kind of failed to address some major issues where nobody knew why, nobody knew how, and that would not be realistic. You're on that train, there's going to be, and because clearly there were places that were still human. We know that because at the end they got to one. And one of the things they would be doing is contacting all transportation planes for the purpose of, we don't want you to transport the dead to us.
Yeah,
right?
not to mention Korea's a peninsula. That's the easiest thing to isolate.
That's right.
And take care of it.
That's right.
Okay, I agree with that one. 28 weeks later.
Oh, God. Not a zombie movie.
No, not technically, but neither is The Maze Runner or Shutter Island.
28 weeks later, as a zombie movie, would be D tier.
Okay, I was going to say C tier, so we're on the same page. I think just for the fact that we need one in D tier.
Well, I mean, I would be willing to go up to C tier for the reason that it's not a zombie movie, and I can explain away, I can rationalize why this guy was hunting his children because he wasn't a zombie. He's not dead.
And I
why
like
he
Jeremy
knew
Renner in this
access.
one.
I did like Jeremy Renner.
But
in
I
this one.
think this one definitely rode on the coattails of 28 Days Later.
It did, and they lacked so much because none of this would have actually happened with all of the security that they had. They found that these two kids ran out. That would have been the first thing. They would
Yeah.
have stopped it. They would have gone out there. Nope, you're not going anywhere. Get back in there. Dad, keep your kids on a leash. And that would have been the end. Roll credits.
Mm-hmm.
But C tier?
I'm down for C tier. I'll put it right in the middle for now.